Take a moment, look at the disclaimer. This content is for educational, information, entertainment purposes only, and nothing should be taken as a recommendation to buy, sell, hold any securities at any time. We're here just to tell you how BTA analyze the market, how we look at the market, and nothing should be taken as a recommendation. This is Rod from BTA, and we are known as the middle traders. Okay, this is going to be part 6 Microsoft of our FAANGMT. Okay, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Microsoft, Tesla. These are the big, large, mega cap stocks in the market. Okay, and I don't see how, the overall market is going to go on a rally if these 7 stocks don't. This is the Magnificent 7. Okay? If the Magnificent 7 can't go up, I don't see how in the world the overall market is going to go up. When these stocks, okay, can make up 50 and 30% of the overall indexes, okay? It just doesn't seem possible. So we're going to monitor on a regular basis this Magnificent 7, the FAANGMT. So this is part 6 Microsoft. You're looking at a daily chart of Microsoft, okay? And as you can see here, Microsoft almost looks just like the overall indexes. See, it's a positive correlation between these stocks and the indexes, okay? It's a positive correlation, which means if they go up, the indexes go up. The indexes go up, they go up. The indexes go down, they go down. They move in unison, okay? They move in unison. So here is Microsoft daily chart. And look, very quickly we see that Microsoft has been closing below a downward trending 5-day, this white line, moving average. Okay? It's trading and closing below a 5-day moving average. So the trend is clearly still down. It's below the 9-day moving average, which is the green moving average line. It's below the 21-day. It's below the 50-day. Okay? It's below the 150-day. It is trading below a downward trending 5-day moving average. It's really nothing to talk about. Okay? We did see a little volume coming in as it was trying to bottom out. All right? But still, it's trading below a downward trending 5-day moving average. And it tested it. It tested the 5-day moving average here. Okay? It tested it, got above it, and pulled back. And on Friday, it traded above it and it closed back below the 5-day moving average. So, and it's below a downward trending 9-day moving average. So, you know, it's quite naturally, you can see that the short-term momentum is to the downside, and the 50-day moving average and the 150-day moving average up top, and it's clearly telling you that the longer-term trend is down. Here's the 50-day moving average, the red line, and the 150-day. They're both pointing down. So the long-term trend is down, okay? The long-term trend is down. Now let's look at the structural chart for Microsoft, because we're going to catch these things when they get ready to turn. If the market is to bounce, they're going to bounce too, okay? So you want to be watching these stocks, all right? You want to be watching these stocks to tell us, when the move is legit. Because if you start seeing movement in the overall market, I mean, you can watch this during the day when the market first opens up. If the market is trading, the overall indexes, the DIA, the SPY, the Qs, if they trading up, but all of your FAANGMT stocks are trading down in the morning, I guarantee you, it's one or two things going to happen. Either they're going to reverse and go to the upside, confirming the upward momentum, or the index is going to get pulled back. That's just the bottom line. You don't have to believe me. Don't believe me. Watch it for yourself. Take the information I'm giving you. Go and do your research. Look for yourself. You'll see. Okay, here's our daily chart of the Microsoft with our structural chart, with our trend lines and key moving averages. All right. Well, as you can see, we got a low here and then a lower low. All right, but we found support right here at this horizontal support level at 240.92. 240.92. Okay. So we found support there and we bounced. Today we closed at 247. So we found the support at 240.92. Okay. Then we got above the next overhead resistance area right here, which was down here at the previous bottom, which is at 246.21. We closed at 247.65. So we tested this support. We broke it over here, and we came down. We tested this other horizontal support level at 240.92, and we found support there for 2 days, and now we're rallying up. So let's see if we can stay above the 240 level and the 246 level. Well, for right now, we are above it, okay? And we saw a little volume coming in. If we go back to the chart with our key moving averages, you can see we did have a little volume coming in on Friday, but don't forget, Friday was the triple witching day, okay? So quite naturally, volume is higher because all of the expirations or all the options, stock options, equity options, futures options, index options, commodity options, all of the options expired and they had to be reset. Okay, they had to reallocate the money to other options. Okay, so a lot of volume came in. Okay, so we got to look past the volume on Friday. Let's see if the volume holds up when the market opens up on Tuesday. Because, you know, Monday, the 20th, June the 20th, is a holiday, Juneteenth, right? So it's a national holiday now. Juneteenth is a national holiday. So the market is closed. It'll be opening up on Tuesday. All right. So let's see if we can hold support. Eventually, we want to see if we can get back up and start testing this internal trend line right here. Okay. If we can start moving up and then testing that internal trend line. So let's see what happened. Okay. Let's see what happened. Let's see if we can move forward. Let's move upward. But we got to see if we can get above that downward trend in 5-day and 9-day moving average. Now remember, this low right here was our first low in the previous double bottom that the market tried to form. Okay. Now we're coming down. We're getting 3 pushes to a low, 3 drives to a low. You see low, low, and then another low. Well, let's see what happened. So let's see if we could get back above the next level. Okay. The next level right now, we need to hold support at 246 and the 240 level. But then the next level would be that first low of the double bottom right here, somewhere around 249. Okay. See, the low is at 250.02. So it's at 250.02 would be the next level that we need to watch right there. 250. I put this on 250. 250.02 and make it exact. It's right there. So as you can see, we traded up to that. You see how these levels hold? I mean, don't let anybody tell you that these trend lines or horizontal lines don't mean nothing. That's because they don't know how to put them on their chart. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody tell you that's past tense stuff. That's the past. No, it helps us get an idea of what may happen in the future. These are areas of interest. Look how the price is traded right up to this first low of the previous double bottom that it was trying to form. Look how prices trade right up to that low and then stall. Okay, found resistance right at this low. You see the horizontal line there. Okay, so if we could get above that, that's the next area of interest. Can we get above that? Well, we stalled that on Friday. If we can get above that, let's see if we can trade back up to this downward trending internal trend line. We get above that, then the next level is this red line here. And this next downward trending internal trend line at 270. That red line is a weekly, long-term horizontal resistance area. Okay, so we get above this internal trend line, this is the next stop. But we see what Microsoft is doing right now. Microsoft is in a downtrend, and it's at the downward momentum. The momentum is to the downside. The initial momentum is to the downside. Okay, so let's just look at the RSI and the money flow real quick. So you see Microsoft with the RSI right here is below 50. Okay, it's below. It tested 30 as we made this low right here. And it's below 50, so it's on the wrong side of the 50-yard line. The sellers are in control of the momentum right now. And you see the check in money flow, the green horizontal, the green histogram this green histogram here, the bars are very low. Okay, the bars are very low. All right. So, and where we came out of the negative, that's good. But as prices are moving sideways, when we got into that sideways consolidation a week and a half ago, all right, the histogram on the Chaikin money flow got very low, and it's starting to go down a little bit. So we want to see it stay green and start expanding. If we could break upward and start moving upward, okay, and then we want to see the RSI getting above 50. So we got a little work to do for Microsoft, and so does the overall market. But if the overall market is to go up, if it is to get some upward momentum, then the FAANGMT, the Magnificent Seven, is going to have to go up also. So we're going to keep an eye on it, and we're going to let you know if it changes. Okay. Now look at the ADX. The ADX is telling you the red line is above the green. That's telling you that the sellers are in control. The yellow line, okay, is above 25. It's at 26.99. That's telling you that it is a trend. If it's above 20, if this yellow line is above 20 or above 25, it's telling you that you got a trend, but it's not telling you what direction the trend is in. It's just saying, hey, it is a trend. Well, we know that the sellers are in control. We do have a trend, and we know the long-term trend is down. We looked at our moving averages chart. You see the 50-day, the 21-day, the 200-day. It's all pointing down. So the trend is down. So we got the sellers in control. With the trend, we have a trend with the sellers in control because the red is above the green, and the trend is down. So the sellers are in control, and the buyers is down around 18. The buyers have no control right now. The ADX is telling you that. The ADX is telling you that. So that's the deal with Microsoft. We have to wait until it changes. We have to keep an eye on it. But it is going to change eventually. All right? Now, but look at the on-balance volume. Okay, this is very interesting. Right? Like I said, we did see a little volume coming in. Okay? But it still is not, the volume is not knocking things out the park. But notice that we are getting a higher low. We got a higher low here, and we seem like we might make a higher high if we come back and make a higher low and start going and see the volume moving up. That's great. Okay, so the on-balance volume line, this green line, is starting to tell us that a little bit of volume is coming in. Well, let's see if that continues. Okay, let's see if that continues. So we'll be watching the volume, seeing if there's some volume coming in. Are they starting to buy this thing? We're going to see it in the Chaikin money flow. And we're going to see it in our volume analysis where we analyze the volume bars and we analyze the on-balance volume itself. Okay, let's look at the guppy. The guppy is telling you right now that the momentum is to the downside. We're below all the long-term key moving averages. Okay, we're below all the long-term key moving averages, which is the red ones. That's the longer-term key moving averages, the red. And they all are pointing down. See, when we tried to get above that, just like the indexes a week and a half ago, all right, we found some turbulence there. We stalled, and the magenta line, the closing prices, got below and fell apart and got below all the faster, shorter term key green moving averages, the faster, shorter term moving averages. Okay, so right now, the magenta line, the closing prices, are below the faster, shorter term green moving averages and the longer term red moving average. We below it all. We're trying to test the first one at the bottom here. But we got to try to get above this, okay, and then start getting above the longer term, faster, the longer term red moving averages. So the guppy is telling you that the trend and the momentum is to the downside, clearly, okay? So the guppy is telling you that, all right? But we're going to keep an eye on it, and we're going to see if anything is going to change. All right, so now let's go and look at a weekly chart real quick. Let's look at the weekly chart real quick and see what the weekly chart is telling us. Look at the key moving averages on the weekly chart here, okay? Look at the key moving averages on the weekly chart. All right, we're below all our longer term key weekly moving average. So we have a weekly chart here of Microsoft. Well, look, we came right down to the 150. Well, we're not there yet, but we're coming down toward the 150 week moving average. I'm sorry, 150 week. This is a weekly chart of Microsoft. Well, we're below the 100 week moving average, which is right here. Okay, this magenta line, and we're starting to trade down to the 150 week. This brown line is the 200 week, okay? So we below a downward trending 4-week moving average. We below a downward trending 8-week, which is the green, and we below a downward trending 13-week, would represent 3 months of trading action, okay? And we're below 100-week moving average. So look at all that overhead resistance right there. So it is a lot of work that Microsoft has to do, okay, to get into a good upswing and get into an uptrend. It has a lot of key overhead long-term resistance levels that's right there. This thing could trade up into this and get caught in all this and totally collapse, all right? But the question is, are we going to at least hold support at the 150-week and the 200-week, all right? And you can see we had volume as Microsoft traded off last week. The volume was much higher than last week, so that's a distribution week, okay? Lower prices with higher volume than the previous week, all right? A distribution week. But we know this week had triple witching in it. So let's see what happens next week. Are we going to get more higher volume next week? Well, then it's not going to be, we can't put the excuse on triple witching. It's going to be telling us that large institutional investors are selling out. They're selling this thing off, bottom line. And here's our structural chart of Microsoft on the weekly time frame, okay? We're on the weekly time frame. Here's our structural chart. And as you can see, this thing is trending down and is breaking below all of the longer term red, longer term support level. It has broken. And here is the next level right here, okay? Can we hold that? That's the question. If we break below that, then hey, this thing could go a lot lower, all right? So right now, can we hold this level, all right? Down here is the March 2020 highs. I don't know why this thing is not thick. Okay, I keep putting this line thick. I'm going to have to check that out. But here, this is the March 2020 highs, okay? You see that thick red line right there? See that thick red line right there? That's the March 2020 highs, okay? We're not there yet. That's around 190.82. We're nowhere near that right now. So we can just hopefully find some support on the key moving averages, the 150-week, the 200-week moving average, and don't make it back there. But for right now, you see the level of the most recent low, okay? The most recent low right there, we found support this week. See, right on that fractal. The fractals are important, y'all. The fractals are important. You see that fractal right there? You see it. We found support right there this week. Well, can we hold? Can we start moving back up and getting back inside here, break above this? And if we do that, we're breaking back above all those longer-term key moving averages we just looked at. But the ADX on the weekly chart is telling you the green line represents the buyers. They're in the doghouse. The buyers ain't got no control or nothing. But look where the yellow line at. That's telling you that you got a trend. It's at 35. 25, higher than 25 on the yellow line tell you you got a trend. And the red line, which represents the sellers, is at 32. Sellers are in control. Buyers are not. The red line tell you that the sellers are in control. The green line telling you that the buyers are not. The red line is above the green. Sellers in control. The yellow line telling you got a trend. And we know that our long-term key moving average in our structural chart is telling us that the trend is down. So everything is down, 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 down. Okay? Bottom line, it's down. So don't try to fight this. Hey, this is not financial advice. I can't tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what we're doing, how we look at it. This is not financial advice. But wouldn't it be wonderful if it was? Wouldn't it be great if it was? Well, what if it was? Ching, cha-ching, ching, 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 ching. At least if it was, you wouldn't lose a lot of money. But it's not. But what if it was? You see the long-term trend is down. We got lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower highs, lower lows. The trend is down. The ADX is telling you that. The sellers are in control. We have a trend. The buyers are not in control. And the trend is down. Point blank and period. We have to wait until it changes. So Microsoft is one of the FAANGMT. It is one of the Magnificent Seven. If the market is to go up, these things have to go up with it. But right now, they're not ready. We've been looking at, we did all 5 so far, and this is number 6 of the FAANGMT. We only got tested to look at. And then from here on out, we're just going to be watching it on a daily and weekly basis to look for when they're going to give us the reversal. Look at the on-balance volume on the weekly chart. The volume is out. The volume is down. They're selling it off. Look at the accumulation distribution line and the price volume trend. It is down, okay? It is down. And you know we can't finish up this thing We can't finish up this thing without looking at our girl. Okay, our girl, we can't finish it up without looking at our girl. What low is telling you? What low is telling you? You got the red line above price. All right? The immediate swing is down. Lowest is telling you that. This is the weekly chart of lowest. Lowest is telling you that the weekly swing is down. You see the 21-week moving average in yellow and the 21-week exponential moving average is in royal blue. The 21 simple is in yellow. The simple is crossed below the royal blue, okay? And it's all pointing down. When the trend is up, when we're in a long-term uptrend, and look how lowest turns red. When she comes down to test the moving average, she turns right back blue and tell you it's a go. When the swing is turning down again, she tried to trade it. She put the magenta line above the price, came back down to the 21-week moving average. Look where she bounced, turned blue, and ran. As long as you're not breaking below lowest and closing below lowest, cha-ching, ching, ching, ching. Okay? Okay? I'm not making this stuff up. Look at it for yourself. Watch it for yourself. All right? Now let's go to lowest on the daily chart real quick. See what lowest telling us on the daily chart. Okay? Because we can't lose with the stuff lowest use. Now look at lowest on the daily chart. We got the blue line below price, but we're still below the 21-day moving average. We got the blue line below price, but look where we got these horizontal support levels, which is now resistance. We got to get above. Okay, so lowest is telling us it's almost ready. She's starting to form the line, but we're not going to make the buy or anything like that on lowest right now until we can see. Okay, until we can see, can we get above these resistance levels right here? Okay, can we get above these resistance levels? All right, so lowest is telling us that maybe, just maybe, okay, we starting to get a launch of a swing, but is lowest going to stay below price as we break above these levels? We're above the first low here. This is the other low we looked at before. Can we get above that? And if lowest stay blue here and start trending up, then maybe we could go to the 21-day moving average. Okay, so lowest is telling us be careful. It's not quite ready yet. The longer term chart of lowest is saying that the swing is down on the long term time frame. So right now, we always trade in the direction of the longer term trend. The longer term swing, immediate swing, is down. So we got to be careful trying to go long with the immediate swing being down on the longer term time frame. Right? This has to prove itself. Lowest has to prove itself. The prices have to prove itself to lowest, rather, on the daily time frame. We can't lose with the stuff lowest use. You see when that magenta line get above price, what's happening? You see it. It's selling off. You see when that magenta line get below price, what's happening? Cha-ching, ching. All right? So we're going to keep watching the FAANGMTs, our magnificent sevens, and let's see if the index start going, are these going to go too? I'll see you in the next video when we analyzing Tesla, the final number 7, part 7, T for Tesla. See you in the next video.